So we've got Alicia from Newlands East. In Durban, we got Shadrach from Mamelodi. And Alicia again from Durban. Then we've got Kay from Pretoria, Ashvir from South Africa, Shaheen. So we've got Alicia from Newlands East. In Durban, we've got Shadrach. That's my YouTube playing again. And Alicia again from Durban. Then we've got Kay from Pretoria, Ashvir from South Africa, Shaheen. Okay, there you go. All set. Guys, make a note of this. Make a note of this link. You guys want to save it, just copy and paste it on your WhatsApp or something that you could see that. Then we've got Nomazino from Vosnodos. I have no idea where that is. Andres from Predicat, Mark from Cape Town. Okay, let's get on with the information. Thank you guys for participating. Really, really love the enthusiasm. So let's get on with it. First of all, what is Web3? I think for you guys to understand what's happening in the space, you need to understand who's controlling your data. Okay, so make notes if you need to. Web 1 was created when the internet was created. So when the internet was created, Web 1 was created. So what is Web 1? Web 1 was where you only could read the information. So like news, etc. It was only something that you could read. So if anybody asks you what is Web 1, you said when the internet was created and you could only read information. Web 1. Then we moved on, we evolved into Web 2 where you could read and write. So now emails came in. So you could read the email and you could write, communicate. Social media came in. You could send emails, you could send WhatsApps, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. So your Web 2 came into a time where you could read and write. However, the problem with Web 2 is that it is controlled by a few big companies, like your Googles, your Betas, your TikToks, etc. They control your digital footprint. Now, Shane, what is digital footprint? This is an example. Every time you go on Instagram or even on WhatsApp or even on TikTok and you like a particular t-shirt. So what this social media background does is it creates an avatar of you. So they know the type of clothes you like, they know the holidays you like, they know the shoes you like, they know the cars you like. You are giving them all of these little digital crumbs every time you participate on the net. And they take this information and they create a profile of you and they know what to sell you. Why? You already told them what you like. Now, here's the sad thing is that you are not in control of the data. They take the data and they monetize it. How many of you get paid from Facebook here? Nobody. Okay? So that Web 2 is controlled by a few people. And you guys don't know that, and you continuously add to that machine. Now, here's another scary thing. Banks fall under Web 2 because anything with Web 2, like the banking system, you need to go to a website which is on Web 2, which is Google. Hello? That means they control your data. Do you control your data? No. They sell it to other. That is why people call you all the time with call centers, etc. So Web 2, it's there, but people don't realize that their digital data is being sold. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into Web 3. Now, the Web 3 became possible because of one thing, that is a blockchain which was created in 2008. It's decentralized. That means not controlled by a company, a government, a corporate body. They do not control your data. So what is Web 3? Read, write, and own. You own your own data. For example, I'm going to talk about a Web 3 wallet. You can't say, oh, I forgot my password. Let me phone Mr. Bank Manager and send support email. No, that's it. Web 3, you control your data. So they give you 12 to 24 words. You write it down and you make sure you keep those words safe. Either in the safe, one copy by the mother-in-law's house, one copy by the neighbor's house. Anyway, where you think it's safe, because if your house gets burnt, God forbid, but you understand what I'm saying. You in charge of your data. So now the world is moving towards Web 3. So is the whole banking space. So is social media and everything. But people are still stuck on the Web 2 where you're giving away your information. Tonight's call, we're going to show you the financial system, how to control your data and how you take control of your money. Who likes the idea of that? Give me a thumbs up in the chat because I'm about to get started. Now, we're moving from Web 2 into Web 3, right? So that's why I say a lot of information may be confusing, but I just need you to, to keep up with that. So let's talk about Web 3. How do we actually engage? So let's start with cryptocurrency. This is a coin market cap. We've got over 48 million cryptos at the moment. How many? 48 million with the M. 48 million. How many cryptos do you guys know of? Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably XRP, Solana, but guys, there's over 48 million different cryptos. So welcome to our world of cryptocurrency. So this is coin market cap. Basically, it's a consolidation of all the cryptos, the whole 48 million, starting with number one, the granddaddy of all, which is Bitcoin. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's a war happening, but it's showing green here. Why is it showing green? But we are talking about this crypto called XRP. So what is XRP? Well, it's going up in the last 24 hours, but let's show you some more information from the time it was created. It's up 22,000%. How many of you bought something from 2012 till today that's gone up 22,000%? Well, obviously your bank would not tell you that. The market cap is around 82 billion. And as you can see, we got ups and downs, but it's bottoming around $1.30. Okay, so we're talking about this thing called XRP. If you're in South Africa right now, you probably were saying you would Shane, what do you mean by XRP? What is the price of one XRP? Well, one XRP today is around 22 Rand. Okay, we're talking about XRP. The next question is, a lot of people ask me, Shane, what's the fee like for this year? I'm letting you know upfront. The fee is one XRP. The fee is one XRP, which is 22 Rand. So you don't need to go stress now and you're going to say, oh, where do I get 22 Rand from? 22 Rand. And the reason why it's cheap right now, and I don't want you to treat this like 22 Rand, is because the price of XRP is down. Okay? Now, the next thing, Shane, how much is it going to cost me? Well, the next thing is, it doesn't matter, about how much of money. It all depends on you, the next part. I'm just giving you the fee. Correct? Now, let's move on. So I showed you what's XRP, fifth largest crypto. The next thing is in your mind. Hey, Shane, talk to me. You talk with me about XRP, but why should I listen to you? What is so good? You just showed me Bitcoin is like 70,000. Now you're talking to me about XRP, which is $1.30. What is so special about this? This is the reason why you're on the call. This is the education part. Pay careful attention. How did I get my hands on this? This is number one. I need you guys to understand this, right? Because a lot of people ask me after I'm done with the call, hey, Shane, you didn't mention to us, how did you manage to get this technology? So very, very simple. Last year, I was in Dubai quite a few times for blockchain. I only do smart contracts in the blockchain. Web3. Can you see? I'm leave clues. I only deal with Web3. Why? A government cannot shut me down. The CEO cannot shut me down. Nobody can go into the blockchain because the first blockchain was created was Bitcoin. If Bitcoin could have been shut down, do you think that the Americans would have shut it down a long time ago? Like, anything that goes against the American dollar, you know what happened to Libya, you know what happened to Venezuela, I don't need to talk history, right? Anything that goes against JP Morgan and the Chase and the huge banking, the Rothschild, they shut you down. They couldn't shut Bitcoin down because Bitcoin is a blockchain that's decentralized. So ever since then, I like doing blockchain projects. Today, we're going to teach you about the blockchain project, which is the XRP ZAB project. So for the last 5 years, I'm busy with blockchain. I was invited to Dubai to meet a president of a country called Central African Republic. For those of you on the second guess this is my invite to meet the president. And what this president is doing is tokenizing all his resources. That means he doesn't want it on Web 2. He wants it on the Web 3 because nobody can take it from him. And it can be easily dispersed on the blockchain, like how Bitcoin, you can buy like 0.000.1 Bitcoin. You don't need to buy one Bitcoin for 1.2 million. You can buy a fraction. So what this president from Central African Republic is doing, he's putting all his natural resources onto a blockchain. Your emeralds, your oil, hospitals, infrastructure, real estate, all that can be on the blockchain. It's called RWA, real world assets. So this was given to us. As you can see, the sovereign key, unlocking the new Web 3 world. So what I'm showing you now is being discussed by heads of state around the world, but you guys I'm not going to use the word sleeping. You haven't been prompted to learn about it. Okay. So while I was in the room, a couple guys came to me. I was wearing my Bitcoin cap. As usual, I always wear my Bitcoin cap, but today I'm using my just another cap, right? So I don't want to promote any brands here because this is on YouTube. This is the president. That's me with him. Okay. And as you can see, just going to go up here. As you can see, I'm wearing my Bitcoin cap and I'm wearing my short sleeve shirt with my jeans. I'm not really dressed up for the occasion to meet a president. Well, everybody was there with their black ties. So I stood out in the room like a sore thumb. So during the gala dinner, Mr. DMA was on this call from Romania. A couple other guys came to me and asked me what I'm doing in the Bitcoin space, because to be invited in the room, you got to know something about blockchain, right? And we got started talking. And the buzzword in the room was XRP, XRP. This president is going to put basically all his resources on XRP, RWA. And I'm like, okay, this is something new to me. I got back to South Africa. This was July. I got back to South Africa. Mr. DMA flew to South Africa, had some meetings. Hey, Shane, I want to show you this bot. And me, I got blinkers on because I'm a Bitcoin guy. I don't want to look at XRP. He comes meet me in South Africa. I say, thank you very much. He goes back. Then what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Let me show you what happened. This is what happened to me. Absa Bank, Corporate and Investment Banking, 15th of October. Remember I told you I met him in July? They flew down to South Africa in September. And on October 15th, I read this article. Absa Bank partners with Ripple to expand digital assets. And it talks about Europe, Middle East, etc., which I'm going to cover. Yeah. So what is Ripple? Okay, what is Ripple? So Ripple is the company that owns the technology, that owns the software, that owns the blockchain. And then you got XRP, which is the token. Okay, so you got Walt Disney, and you got Mickey Mouse. Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, Ripple, XRP. Okay, so even if Ripple has to shut down, if the FBI closes them down, they cannot do anything with XRP because XRP is the blockchain. So whatever you own is absolutely safe. Now the question is, 15th of October, Absa Bank partners with Ripple. How long have they been researching? Did Absa do the due diligence? Did they do the risk analysis? Because some of you will say, oh, but Shane, I want to go and research this. Okay, no problem. You can go and do it. But Absa just did it for you. But not only Absa. Let me show you something else. So guys, dates are very important. I'm leaving a whole lot of nuggets I want you to follow. 14th March 2025, list of institutions that are using, adopting, and exploring XRP. How much is XRP? $1.33 or 22 Rand. Okay, you need to know, why are all these people adopting this thing that you can afford right now, but you haven't bought because you haven't been educated, right, about it. So let's look at the major banks and institutions. We've got SBI Holdings, Ripple's largest partner from Japan. UAE, National Bank of Fujairah, UAE. Then again, the Bank of Japan. We got USA. PNC Financial Services. I did a research on this. These guys, PNC Financial Services in USA, they got 9,000 ATMs. Absolutely huge, okay? American Express. Do I need to tell you who's American Express? Some of you have them in your wallet, in your card, right, in your wallets right now, but they also partnered with Ripple. When? 2025. Did you know about this? Angaz. Standard Chartered, UK. Santander, UK and Spain. How many of you have friends and family down under? Yeah, mate. You ever come to Australia? Yeah? There's Australia. You ever had a kangaroo stop off your starfish, eh? I'm trying to do a pathetic Australian accent. But here we go. When I think of Australia, sorry guys, I digress. Sorry, YouTube guys, I'm digressing. When I think of Australia, I think of Steve Irwin. You know Steve Irwin, guys, the famous guy who goes, into the bush and say, "Oh, crikey, this is the world's most poisonous snake. Let's poke it with a stick and see what happens." Oh man, that guy, if you guys know what I'm talking about, don't laugh at that, my accent, but Australia, yeah, okay. Then we got Woori Bank in South Korea. Then we got Saudi Arabia, Riyadh Bank. Then we got Vietnam. Then we got Russia. And ladies and gentlemen, behold, that big blue bank in South Africa called Standard Bank uses Ripple's technology for payments. How does that make you feel? Now, let's ask ourselves these questions. If these banks are already dealing with Ripple, okay? Why aren't they educating you? Why the Absa Bank When you walk into Absa Bank and you ask the manager, hello, sir, you guys partnered with Ripple, you're sending monies offshore with Ripple. Can I buy XRP? Why are they telling you go buy because it's cheap? Why is the Standard Bank saying, hey, we've been using this technology for the last year now, go and grab some? But the inner circle, the CEO and the inner circle, they are buying like crazy and they holding. I need you to understand that. So let's ask another question. Why won't they educate you? If they do educate you, they got probably a billion, I would say, clients. If the clients just go by 10 each, what does that happen? It pushes the price of the XRP up. When it pushes the price of the XRP up, what happens? It becomes more expensive for them to buy. So they keep quiet and they buy. And yes, Shane D here in South Africa, and whoever invited you to this call is waking you guys up. Go and buy. You need to understand there's a shift that's happening. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with me or not, I'm showing you the proof. Let's show you what else has been happening besides this year. I'm going to come back to this. MasterCard partners with Ripple. This was 11th March 2026. Remember the dates, guys. This is not, I'm not talking about 5 years ago and what have you. I'm talking about literally months ago, 2026. MasterCard said he launched a crypto partner program. Okay? You got MasterCards with you. If you're from South Africa, how about this? February 2026 budget speech, South African Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana announced that the government is moving to formalize the regulation of cryptocurrencies by incorporating them into the country's capital flow. By incorporating crypto into this country's capital flow, that means they're putting it in treasury. Do you know that this part of the budget speech was so quick and so fast, people didn't even get it? So how come our government says Bitcoin is a scam? Why does bank say Bitcoin is a scam? Why does Facebook say Bitcoin is a scam? Some of you go on YouTube and you're typing and saying, yes, it's a scam. Why? Because that's all propaganda drafted to you guys for you to not wake you guys up. Yes, there's lots of things, there's lots of scams. People use crypto as a medium to combat the scam, but does not mean to say that crypto is a scam. By making sense. If somebody scams you with the rands, you don't go out and say, oh, you won't believe the rand is a scam. Or you won't believe the American dollar. Oh, stay away from the American dollar because it's a scam. You don't do that. You say, I got scammed by somebody using American dollars. So our countries and, people, propaganda, who get paid a lot and who don't want you to buy, they phrase these things in the way for you to stay away from it. Now, remember I told you in July? What happened in July? I was there talking to the president at the time, right? Let me show you something else that happened. Dubai has launched a $280 million diamond tokenization project on XRP Ledger. It is called one of Middle East's largest real-world assets tokenization projects to date. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? You'll see somewhere it says Web3 when you read this whole article. The world is moving towards Web3, whether you agree with me or not. So what these guys are doing as of February 2026, this president was speaking about in July 2025. So you see what I'm saying? With or without you, this thing is moving on XRP. Now that I've done, everybody happy with that? Anybody got some value on that? Look, I can go on. Oh, let me show you one more thing. Let me show you one more thing. Some of you will tell me, Shane, but you don't understand, Shane. It's not like gold. It's not like silver. Is it? Let's show you something. Gold and silver are considered what? Commodities, right? By the SEC. As of March 2026, regulators have officially classified XRP as a digital commodity. It's a commodity, not a security. Can you see that? It's a commodity. That means you can buy it, you can hold, I won't say physically hold it, but it's recognized as a commodity like gold and silver. Now, if it's only 22 Rand, how many XRP you want? Put in the chat. I need to see where my guys are. Now it's only 20 Rand. How many XRP? If you know that the world wants all of this here, and all those countries want it, the price is going to go up, right? How many do you want before it reaches that high value? Put it in the chat. Let me have a look at this. Bobo says 10. Sean says 1,000. Bobo. I like the name Bobo. My nickname was Bobo. I'll tell you a story about it one day. So 283, 285. That sounds like something like from that. Okay, let's see. You say 1,000. Dr. Goni says thousands. 10 to start small. To me, I appreciate your answer to me. I appreciate your answer, but I'm going to show you something just now that's going to blow your head off. Thomas says 500. Genesis says 1,000. Android says 1,000. Teresa says 1,000. Okay, I'll tell you my story, Bobo. Alicia says 500. Cody Painter says 1,000. Okay, let's go. Somebody says 2 million. Yeah, I did see 2 million. Shadrach says 2 million. Andre says 1,000. Okay, good. Let's move on. Now that you know, so what I've done, let's compartmentalize so your brain can absorb. I showed you what is Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, where we're moving and why you need to be here. Crypto is Web 3. Then I showed you the price of the crypto, which is 29. Then I showed you who is buying and who is partnering. Okay. So now the main question is, Shane, how do we accumulate this and how much it's going to cost me? This is where the presentation starts. This is where you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm going to be very, very quick with this, but I'm going to give you very, very important information. Okay. So if you can see my screen in the next 10 seconds, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can see mine. Let me just go back here. We don't want to learn more. Okay. You guys can see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up there. I have a lot of things going on here, guys. I have a method to my madness. Okay, good. You guys can see my screen. Okay. By the way, guys, we got 109 people on the call. Well done to every one of you making time for me here. See, this is why I say be on the call at 7, because if you guys missed out on some information, I'm sorry about that. But you need to follow the YouTube link. You can scroll up, you can watch it from the beginning. So what is ZAB? ZAB is basically XRP AI bot. Okay, ZAB, XRP AI bot. Now, I'm not here giving you financial advice. I'm going to show you a tool that huge corporates and banks are using. That's what I'm here to show you. Okay, so the top 3 cryptocurrencies I told you, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an asset token. You buy it whole long term. You do not buy and sell for next week and say, oh, I lost money. Bitcoin is not for crybabies. Bitcoin is for people who says, you know what, I want to hold this for the next 2 years. I want to hold this for the next year. Then you buy Bitcoin. Not when your geyser bursts and you say, I need to sell my Bitcoin to pay for the geyser. Understood? Bitcoin is an asset token. You buy the whole long term. Ethereum is a technology token. Why? It's a layer 2 blockchain where you create dApps. So dApp is basically a decentralized app, decentralized finance, your meme coins, NFTs, and the list goes on and on. All of that is done on Ethereum. XRP is a banking coin. Okay. Now that I say it's a banking coin, you guys can, understand why it is that, because I just showed you all the banks and all the countries that are adopting it. But let's look more into XRP, because that's the reason why you're on this call. Let's look at what makes it tick. XRP, it was launched in June 2012, and it's up 22,000%. Okay, I showed you guys that. It's not my opinion. I showed you the factual information. It was created in June 2012, and it's up 22,000%. It's used by banks, which I just showed you. But here's the kicker. It is created to replace the SWIFT banking system, and Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO. Okay, so what's important about this man here? Let me tell you. Right now, he is in the US of A. Make a note of this, something called the Clarity Bill. So the Clarity Bill is basically giving clear and precise regulations on cryptocurrency for banks and countries to adopt it. And who's on the advisory board of the Clarity Bill? Ta-da! You know the guy from TikTok, he does this. That's him, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO from XRP. He's sitting there with Coinbase, JP Morgan Chase, and the rest of the guys that creates the regulation by the SEC. So we're talking about huge pumps. Let me put it this way. XRP is like a spring. It's coiled up and it's ready to blast off. Okay. So it's created to replace the SWIFT banking system. Now, why I put the slideshow off because I want you to listen to me, because this is the kicker that nobody knows that's happening at the moment except people in our community. So what is the SWIFT banking system? Chat again. Everybody start sorting your fingers out. I want you to type in, if you know what is the SWIFT banking system, type in Y. If you don't know what's the SWIFT banking system, type in N for no. Okay, let's go. If you know what's the SWIFT banking system, so Bobo says no. Okay, cool. Goldie says nice. Okay, okay, no. Okay, perfect. Let me explain what does that mean, because it's of utmost importance that you know. So the SWIFT banking system was created in 1973, right? 1973, it's 52 years old. It was created for the 200 countries around the world to communicate to each other financially. In other words, 11,500 banks that belongs to those 200 countries can talk to each other. So if you want to send money to China, obviously your rand can't talk Chinese. So you need like a bridge. So the SWIFT system is like a bridge, like a messaging service. That is why you're going to put in something called a SWIFT code, right? So you put your SWIFT code and it takes 2 to 3 business days for your funds to go across. Understood? Everybody, you tried sending money overseas before, you know you got to wait some time and put in a SWIFT code. So for 53 years, 52 years, it's been going on. And it worked. Why? Because money wasn't digital. You could take your funds, you know, back in the day, you have to carry your coupon or a big bag, go to the bank, put it there, wait, or do whatever. And then you'll go, okay, the reason why it takes 2 to 3 business days because they're going to put all my 1 cents in one bag and they're going to fly to China. So psychologically, we try to rationalize it. Oh, that's why it takes 2 to 3 business days. What happens when the bank goes digital? When I can send you money from my app, and then you're starting to ask yourself, wait a minute, if I can send an email to China and they get it within seconds, why can't money go so quickly and why do I have to pay so much? Okay. So what's happening is the SWIFT system is becoming old and slow and expensive. And banks needs to innovate because Web3, baby, cryptocurrency can send money anywhere in the world like lightning fast. Now, where there's innovation, people go to it. So the banks are saying, oh, we got to shut this flipping thing down from 2012. 2008, the white paper was written for Bitcoin. 2008, first Bitcoin ever exchange was in 2009. From 2009, they tried to shut down Bitcoin in the blockchain. Tried. You cannot shut it down. It's decentralized. So what the banks are saying now, flip. If we don't adopt and we don't innovate, everybody's going to move towards crypto because it's faster. It's called instant gratification. You know, when you send a message to somebody and you sit and look at your flipping phone, why are they not replying? They got blue ticks. Why are they not replying? Or you send an email, okay, I need to wait now to see if my bond is being approved. Why are they not replying? It's called instant gratification. So as we move towards that day, banks are losing out. Banks are saying, oh, look, we need to do something here. But it's much serious than that. Listen to what I'm saying now. Russia caused, I won't say caused it, Russia opened up a lot of countries' minds. Russia attacked Ukraine. I'm just watching my time. Russia attacked Ukraine, right? America put sanctions on Russia. When you put sanctions on a country, what do? You disable the payment system, the SWIFT payment system. That means the citizens of Russia cannot communicate financially, cannot buy anything out of Russia because the SWIFT disconnected. But doing that, 300 billion of Russia's bonds and treasuries are frozen in the US. Now, here's the thing. All the countries around the world, those 200 countries, also have bonds and treasuries with the US worth billions of dollars. Now, what the fear is, oh, if I don't say anything good about US, you saw what's happening to Spain right now and Norway, they disagree with this whole Strait of Hormuz thing, right? So they need a plan B. Hello? They need a plan B. Why? Let's show you. Can you see this here? Santander, Spain, they already started working on this 1 year ago. Okay? So their fear is if we don't say anything that Trump likes or the America likes, they can put sanctions on us and our funds will be frozen. So they're ready to make a move. They want to move from SWIFT to XRP. It's a payment system they want to move across. Now, here's what's scary. Is the first time in your history of your family, of your father, your great-grandfather, your great-great-grandfather, that the banks are making this move, and you are sitting in the forefront of that information right now. You are sitting and watching this literally happen in front of you. And anything that happens in terms of innovation, and you're an early adopter or a pioneer, what happens if you hold that asset? I was an early adopter of Bitcoin. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be huge monies coming into this. And if you own that asset, so how do we get to that asset? Let's go back. You guys understand what's happening and why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing? I need people to understand that we are moving. It's there created to replace the SWIFT banking system. SWIFT is old, slow, expensive, and confusing. XRP is new, fast, free, 1,500 transactions per second, and it's transparent. Now, my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, very, very easy question. If XRP takes over 25% of the SWIFT network, just 25% of the 11,000 banks, XRP will be valued at 10,000 smackaroos, $10,000. Right now, we have approximately 450 to 500 banks that already moved across to XRP. When the rest of the world catches up and you are buying XRP, that is your billionaire status right there. That is your legacy right there. And more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, that is your retirement right there. Am I making sense? Let's move on. Let's move on to the next. So some of you may not have the patience for that and say, but Shane, what gives it takes 3 years or 5 years? You know, like working for your boss, you're going to retire in 3 to 5 years. But some people ask me that question. We're saying, what if it just goes to $10? Not $1,000, not $100, just $10. And we on this call help you accumulate 100,000 XRP. That would mean you become a millionaire end of 2026, beginning of 2027. 1 million US dollars, that's about 16 million rand. Now, some of you may have a problem believing that. Why? Because of your circumstance right now in life. You know, I don't know who you are, I'm not sure where you are financially, but your brain will not allow you to believe you can earn $1 million. And some of you may think I'm just being nasty when I'm saying that. I'm saying that because I'll be totally honest with you. You walk past a Ferrari, are you going to say, hey, I'm going to buy that Ferrari? No, your brain will shut off. Why? Oh, Shane, you don't understand. I don't have 4 million, 5 million, 15 million to buy the Ferrari right now. But Ferrari is not going through a change of innovation. XRP is going through the change. I want you to, wherever you are in your life right now, whatever your banking system taught you, take it and put it one side. We're talking about a different generation of money that's coming in now. And that happens very, very fast. We quantum leap. You heard of the word quantum leaping into success? That's where you're at. So we're saying if it just goes to 10 XRP and we help you get 100,000 XRP, not at the 10,000. Some of you may argue with me, but Shane, who gave you the facts? Yes, I can prove that too, but not for this call. But let's just say 10 XRP. We help you get 100,000. You make 1 million US dollars. Whoever likes that, type yes in the chat. However, some of you may say, Shane, I don't see myself getting whatever pathetic excuse you tell yourself. What if we help you get 1,000 XRP? It goes to $10. That means you make $10,000, which is 160,000 rand. $10,000, yeah, about 160 grand. Will 160,000 help you? I'll show you. We earn 1,000 XRP a day, okay? And I'm only starting this in January, so it's January, March, April, 4 months. Let's show you how we do it, okay? This is the reason why you're on the call. Now you've got your expectation all set. Let's go. How do we get this? By using this bot. This bot here does something called arbitrage trading, where it scans multiple exchanges in real time, detect the price variation, and rapid automation. It moves very, very fast. This is our co-founder, Dr. Jack Van Miller. He is the guy that actually created the bot. He's our co-founder and CEO. How many of you were on the call last night with the CEO and loved what you saw? So every one of you on this call gets to be on the CEO's call every Sunday at 9 p.m. when you get to see this bot working live. They give you an update of XRP, what it's doing within the organization. Everything is transparent. Why? Web3. Hello, Web3. What you see here with the bot is on a smart contract. That means just like Bitcoin, cannot be shut down, cannot be muted, cannot be deleted. Web3. Hello, Web3. I need you to go in. Because some of you, I know what some of you are going to do when you're done. Oh, Shane, you won't believe. I went to Google and they said Zap Club, no, it's not a company. It doesn't have a website. Hello, Web3, we don't need a website. we got a smart contract. It's called a smart contract. So we'll teach you about all of those things. So what is arbitrage trading? Very, very simple. I showed you we got 48 million different cryptos. We got over 200 exchanges. We work with 4. We work with Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Bitstamp. At any one time, those 4 exchanges sell XRP. But at any one time, the price of XRP is not the same in all. So what this bot does, it detects the price change, it buys from one, sells to the other, and gives you the profit. Easy to understand. Now, it's not like trading that you know of where you're going to put a buy and then look at charts and wait for the price to go up. No, the bot sees cheap, expensive, buys and sells and pays you. You don't need to lift a finger except only on one day. And I'm going to explain that. You guys understand what arbitrage trading in a nutshell? Buys from one exchange, sells to the other exchange, it pays you. If we have time, I'll show you how the bot works in real time, right? Because of time now, I'm pushing. So execute, unparalleled speed and precision, buy low and sells high. So how does your bot pays you? So remember I told you the fee is 1 XRP. So it depends how many XRP you got. This is your money, your digital footprint, your commodity. So you can tell me, Shane, I got 10 XRP, or I got 100 XRP, or I got 1,000 XRP. Or maybe if you want the XRP, we'll show you how to get that. But the minimum is 10 XRP. You got to have a minimum of 10 XRP. I'll show you the prices just now. So once your 10 XRP or whatever XRP you have goes into the smart contract, the bot gets a hold of it, trades for you, and gives you up to % a day. Okay? Daily rewards up to 1%. It trades for you for 6 weeks, 6 days a week. So we're looking at average up to 20% per month. So if you working the numbers out, bank gives you 5% to 7%. Here we're doing up from 15 to 20%. Hello. Okay. Now, what else? How much does it cost you? So as I told you, the fee is only 1 XRP. So for those of you who ask me, Shane, how much is the fee? How much is the fee? 1 XRP, which is about 25 Rand. Okay. So you don't need to worry about the word fee. The next thing is your asset that you have, XRP. How many XRP you want? The minimum for the smart contract to be activated is 10 XRP, but you can come in with how many you want. I know these look like packages, but if you say 15, 22, 36, 44, it does not matter. You can come in with whatever XRP you can afford. Okay? So if you look at 10 XRP, the minimum, 10 plus 1, that's 11 XRP. We're looking anything from 300 to 350 Rand. It all depends on your bank fees and how you're sending the fees across, the XRP across, which we will hold your hand and show you to do all that. Don't stress yourself about that. We will show you. But you can come in at any price point here. Now, you know where XRP is going. So please don't come with me and tell me, Shane, I want to start with 10 XRP, but I want to make $1 million. Yes, it is possible, but you're going to work your butt off like me because I started with 10 XRP. So it is doable. But for those of you who says, Zoom is not for me, I don't like talking, please forget about 10 XRP. Come in on an amount that you can afford. Okay? Easy to understand. So let's recap. You come in with 11 XRP. This would trade for you until it makes you 300%. That means you make 30 XRP. You come in 20 XRP, gives you 60 XRP. You understand? It gives you 300%. That's what the smart contract is designed to do. It's a program to give you 300% and contract ends. That means you've got 3 times that amount of XRP. Then you can choose to say, hey, let me take in another bot for another 10 XRP or 20 XRP. That'll give you 60 XRP. You see, by compounding, by end of this year, how many XRP you'll have? More than 1,000. Goes to $10, you make $10,000 minimum. But where you put on this earth to make $10,000, come on, guys. You don't put on this earth to make $10,000. I want you to think big. So let me show you what I did with 10 XRP. Listen to me very carefully. If you can afford anything above 100 XRP, that's about around 2,400, right? If you can afford above 100 XRP, then you make 400%. You make 400 XRP. Then you take your 400 XRP, then you can make 1,600 XRP. There you go. You already made your 170, 180,000 for end of this year. But it all depends on you. You can start off with 10, but it's going to take you longer for you to reach your target. So 99 and below gives you 300%, 100 and above gives you 400%. Am I making clear? You understand that, guys? You're doing average of 20% a month. So some of you ask, but Shane, how long will I take to get my 350 Rand back? Because I've got airtime to buy. Now, some people ask me that. Well, it takes you around 5 months to get your capital out. Okay? Around 5 months. But you will be so silly if you do that. God, after me showing you all of this. So let's talk about, for those of you who have less than 100 XRP. Okay, for those of you who have 100 XRP, all you got to do is this. Every Tuesday, you have to activate your bot. How you activate your bot? You log to your back office, you click on the bot, you click submit and yes, and your bot trades for you from Wednesday till Monday. It recalibrates, pays you all your XRP. Tuesday, you activate your bot again. But 100 XRP and over, you chill. You don't activate no bot. You do life. You make your boss rich or make your business rich or spend time with the family, whatever it is. You don't do anything. It's completely automated. 100 XRP and over. Am I making sense? Okay. So the next thing, Shano, talk to me. How do I get paid? So this is the blockchain. That means you get paid to a smart contract or a Web3 wallet, or ta-da! According to our CEO, you guys are seeing this, right? Did I just make ta-da for nothing? Can't be. But ta-da didn't work. There you go. There you go. Coming soon in a week's, well, I think in a 2 weeks' time. So this card will be distributed at our events. So we're looking at putting 1,000 people in Durban and Johannesburg, as well as Mpumalanga, Cape Town. So you come to our events and your card will be given to you. Okay? The corporates will be flying to South Africa with our cards, but we'll do your, at the moment you can get a virtual card, right? So this will be launched in the next 2 weeks. So your virtual card will link to your Samsung wallet or your Google Pay or Apple Pay, and you just tap your card and you can spend your XRP. For those of you who want to withdraw it and hold it long term, you can withdraw it into your Web3 wallet, either SafePal, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, whatever you like. We'll talk about that during our training. But if you are like me and say, hey, Shane, I got some XRP, no problem. Send it to me via the back office. There's no fees, and we'll just give you the cash for that. Why? We're accumulating XRP. So there's a group of you that's here that say, Shane, I really like this idea, but I want to do what you're doing. I want to build my own Web3 bank. You can, just like me. That, in other words, you take the bot out, you distribute the bot, you promote the bot. Okay, like how a bank works, where a client walks in and they give 5% for the year. Your client can come in and you say, hey, I'm going to give you 15 to 20% per month. And then they're going to take the card from you. You're going to issue the MasterCard, right? So what happens in this case? Very, very simple. For every client you have, every bot they take, you make 8%. For an example, my wife came in, she took the bot, I made 8%. So 8% from whatever she took. So she bought another bot, I made another 8%. She took another bot, instead of spending her money on a handbag, she took another bot, I made 8%. So I continuously make 8% every time. You continuously make 8% every time. She took this to her sister, because this is how banking system works, right? You get the Reserve Bank, then you get the head office, then you get all the branches, and then you get the staff. Okay, so the same principles applies here. It's a genealogy. It works 20 levels deep. So let's show you how that works. Zaf, if you can get ready to add, guys, I want you to get the heart button ready there, because I'm about to announce something here. So let's look at your commission for those of you who want to build this business. Now, before I show you that, I just want to explain something to you. The next part you have to qualify for. To promote this business, you have to qualify for. Because I don't want you to go say the wrong thing to people. If you are okay with only your bot, get your link from the person who invited you here, get your bot and trade quietly. Don't even speak about this to anybody, because I don't want you to go and misrepresent this and not tell them about Web3, because they won't understand this. They need to be on these calls if you want to promote the business. Am I making sense? If Zoom is not for you, and if you're too lazy to do all of that, please don't think about giving people half-baked answers. Then you give the company a bad name and you give us a bad name. So when I talk about you want to build this and want to be committed to this, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays from 7 to 8, you'll be with us here on this call. 9 p.m. on the Sunday, you'll be with the CEO. Why? Because you learn, you become a master, and you create your own empire, your own banking on the Web3. You can't have the same mindset now to make $1 million. If you had the same mindset to make $1 million, you've already done it. Okay? Now, some of you say, but Shane, who are you to tell me? Well, with Bitcoin, I mean almost 3 times that $1 million. So I'm not talking things that I cannot do. So when I say we can make $1 million, I'm saying minimum $1 million. Because when I did it with Bitcoin, no banks, no countries were using Bitcoin and all of that, but the struggle was hard and we did it. But prior to 2024 and beyond, crypto became legal. Every crypto project prior to 2024 and before was shut down by the Americans, by the SEC. Why? It was companies that owned them. What I told you in the beginning, companies so formed under regulation, they create a regulation, they shut the country. With what we have from 2024 going forward, smart contract cannot be shut down, right? So why I'm saying this is during the difficult times, we made almost $3 billion US dollars, right? To do it now with banks as our backup, $1 million is, guys, you need to look at $1 million as nothing. You wasn't put on this earth to make $1 million. Please, no negative mindsets. So for those of you who 99 XRP and below, you'll activate your bots on the Tuesday. For those who want to know about payouts, it's instant automated payouts through your smart contract. As I said, it's on the blockchain. Now, direct referrals, if you want to take this out with the help of me and the person who brought you to this call, 8% commission for you every time they take a bot. If their people take a bot, depends how many levels deep. Like they say, this level 2 is in Johannesburg, this level 3 is in Cape Town, you make 1%, 0.5%. All of this we do in the training. Don't bother yourself to understand all of this now. Only if you consciously make your mind up to help us to take this bot to thousands of people, then we would train you in all of this. Right now, I'm casting vision. I'm just showing you what's possible, that the monies are crazy. So these are the ranks, Ambassador 1 to Ambassador to Crown Diamond. Imagine making 12% of 100,000 or 15% of 1 million XRP. This goes unlimited levels deep. Forget about 20%. Somebody in your 50th level in Russia might come into 2,500 XRP. Guys, here you're going to be at a 500 XRP to qualify for all of this. Where you get your 500 XRP from? All your commissions from here. So we've got a lot of ambassadors in this team. And just Saturday, guys, Saturday, this guy did it in under 50 weeks, moved to Ruby. I did it, how long I did it? I can't remember how long I did it. But I think, Zaf, we did it almost the same time. We are the only 2 Rubies in Africa right now. Only 2 Rubies, myself and Zaf. Zaf, congratulations, brother. We appreciate your work. And I mean, 2,000 XRP. We talk about people taking 1 year to make 1,000 XRP. You did it. I mean, your 10% of 20,000 is 2,000 XRP. You did it in literally weeks, brother. This is for you. We know you're always on the call. That's why I say, people, if you want to make that type of money, you're going to do something you haven't done before. This is something new. You're going to be on the calls. And Zaf is always on the call. Even during the month of Ramadan, he broke fast 6:30. This man was on the call at 7. And yet some of us would choose to watch Netflix. And this is why he's getting what he's getting. The floor is open to you. Let me unmute you, bro. There you go.
Hey, Shane, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, as always.
Hold on, guys. A Ruby is in the room. There is a React bar on your screen. I want you to flame it up, guys. I want you, don't be nasty. It's free. Guys, don't be jealous. You're going to get there too. You're going to make 5,000, 10,000 XRP. Let's flame it up, guys. Come, let's go. We don't live a life of lack. We live a life of abundance. That is why we need to celebrate this guy. There you go. Enough of hearts for you, brother. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Shane. Yes, part of success is always showing up, even when you have none. Some people say, you know what, I'll start leading my team when I have 1,000. You'll never have 1,000. If you cannot lead one, you'll have none. And that's the way I work. So if you signed up and you've taken a minimum maybe, or whatever you could afford, that is great. That's you leading yourself. If you can lead yourself, you can lead a team. That is simple as that. Now, with whatever Shane explained on the call is so powerful because in today's time, you literally have to run to stand still. That makes sense. Things are changing around the world so quick. You go to sleep tonight, tomorrow you wake up, XRP is at a new is at a new price frame. You know, so many businesses and companies are taking it on. One of the biggest shifts is Japan, right? Japan basically, you know, whatever Asian countries do, just copy and follow. When it comes to money and business, nobody does it better than them. Japan basically is rewarding the biggest investor in Japan through his bank. They are rewarding every single person in the country who takes any amount of investment with them, XRP every single day as a side benefit to that. Now, that'll also attract a lot more people, but also create a lot more value for XRP. And that's just telling you, Japan is not a small country. Let me tell you something. Japan's main goal is to basically be the next biggest world's exchange. You know, Wall Street is number one. Yeah, their vision is to be the number one financial exchange on the planet. And they will probably get there with the work ethic they have, right? Affordability to the people is what they offer. So how many of y'all can afford 100 XRP? And you can just be frank and be truthful. If it's a no, it's fine. Just put Y for yes or N for no. 100 XRP is not a lot when you look at it, when you break it down. You may not have it right now, but let me tell you why you don't have it right now, because 2,300 rands is 100 XRP. That is about 6 rand 30 a day. 6 rand 30 a day. It's not even a price of loaf of bread. When I was like, I think I was about I think I was 12 years old going to the shop, bread was 5 rand. Bread was five. I don't know who can remember that. Half loaf was about 2 rand 50 or something. It was crazy, right? Today bread is about 21 rand, almost the price of an XRP. Oh my, when you look at it, it's so weird. But that's crazy, right? So when you look at it, 6 rand 30 a day is what you probably never saved. That's a reminder for everyone to save a little aside, because for things like this to happen, you need to make things happen. And for those of y'all that are using the dollar, that's about 36 cents in your money, in the US dollar money. Now, 10XRP, on the other hand, is about 83 cents a day. 83 cents a day, right? 300 rand, 83 cents a day, basically almost 1 rand a day if you're looking at it for a year. But that's the price difference, right? And you know, one thing I remember what Shane also mentioned as well, you know, you got to have a different mindset, which is very, very important in anything you do. And what got you here will never get you there. It's simple as that, because in order to earn an above average income, you got to become an above average person. That was famously said by Jim Rohn. And he said it like in the 80s, right? Long, long before I was born. But his records play in the car every single day. So change your mindset. Whatever Shane has given you right now will mean nothing to you unless you take action. So there'll be 3 types of people that will come out from this. There'll be billionaires, millionaires, and witnesses. So there'll be people that make things happen, people that watch things happen, and people that wonder what the hell just happened. Which one are you? So thank you, Shane, for giving me the opportunity. I'm going to hand it back to you.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, I agree with that there. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, how many of you bought Bitcoin at $2? Now with XRP, we are allowing you to earn in XRP, not buy every week. You know, you can earn in the XRP. So let's give you your marching orders. For those of you that reached out to me, I see most of my guys on the call that reached out to me from TikTok. If you in, type in I'm in, and you send me a WhatsApp message telling me you're in, okay? And then I'll give you the next step on how to get you on board. By tomorrow, you'll be activating your bots with everybody else on this call if you're in. So type in I'm in, so we know who you are. If you are out, please. And I told every one of you on my message, I will not call you because we've got thousands of people waiting. You know, my Zach, if I tell you something, today I spent the whole day. I want to show you something. All of you. Okay. I want to show all of you my invites going out. All my invites going out. Wherever you see the red APSA XRP, all the invites going out. Some of you on the call, look at that. So I have to do like probably 50 at a time. So for those of you that's in, okay, cool. I can see that you're in. Welcome. And please, if you are out, type in I'm out, and then put on my message I'm out, so I remove you. Why? Because if you're the smartest one in your group, you change your group. I want to run with people who sees this and want to run with me. You understand? We don't want to force you. Hey, have you seen this? You got 350 rand to for your own rescue. We don't want to do that. We just want to run with people who see what we see and say, I get it. I don't understand it, but I get it. Okay. Now, it's gone past 8. For those of you who want to jump off the call, I respect that because I didn't expect you to go so fast. But for those of you who want to see how the bot works, even existing or all members of this call, if you really have to jump off the call, no problem, you can exit the call. But for those of you who want to see, okay, Shane, you spoke about the bot, it gives you 1% a day. How the hell, you told me it works with 4 exchanges. I'm curious. If I want to take this out, I want to see for myself how this works. If you are that person, stick around because 5 minutes is not going to take away from your life unless you're missing your program on on Netflix.
Wow.
I'm just chewing this, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arbitrage Engine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of new people.
So this is Mr. DMA. He's from Romania. This is and he's on the call at the moment. We've got Julia. She's the first person to ever got signed up with this company. Remember, this is our CEO and our co-founder, Dr. Jack Van Miller. He didn't want to do this affiliate marketing route like what we are doing on Zoom calls. He wanted to go directly to the banks and corporates. But because XRP is cheap, it's affordable for us. That's when Mr. Rehan came in and we put a compensation plan together. This is Shweta. She's the operations manager of the company based in the UK, ex-operation manager for Barclays Bank London, as well as Citibank. And she handles all the operations and we're on calls with her all the time. And obviously that's me. So let's watch how this bot works.
People here, and a lot of the people also, maybe new people, they have 80%. It is a little bit unstable, so it needs to log back in. Yeah, so what you see right here are all the real-time XRP transactions happening around the world, and that's the data that goes inside the bot. And especially if you just take a look, it's really hundreds of thousands of transactions, and it's going so fast. So the bot works with XRP and stablecoin transactions, XRP fiat currency transactions, real-time US dollar price already going above 150. We are waiting. Once it hits 150 and above, then it won't go back. So that's what we're going to see very shortly, going back up to 150 and above, 180 very shortly. XRP and other cryptocurrency transactions. And the financial statistics, almost $2 billion in trading volume just in the last moments. So again, it's not just us pushing this. This is really the world really believing in this system. Then here we have the live trades. We're very proud to say that we have over $41 million in trading accounts. It's not in dollars. It's of course in XRP, but it's expressed in dollars. We work with Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, and Bitstamp. And as you can see, there are small price differences between these. Manually, you could never do this. The price differences are too small and they dissipate too fast. But with artificial intelligence and machine learning and high-speed internet and good servers and also quantum computing from IBM for optimization, we can execute trades very fast and create revenue and create profits. So you see here the trades coming in. Buys, for example, at Bitstamp, sells at Coinbase for a little bit higher. You can see the amounts that's being bought and sold, the profits that are being made. Again, pretty risk-free because normally it's only for major institutional players arbitrage. We do it with XRP. We are totally new in this. We are really pioneers in this field. And it just doesn't execute a trade if it can't see a profit. So now I'm going really inside the bot, which doesn't look very pretty, but it's making good revenues. So here in the top, you can see how many attempts it is trying has made since I opened it. So I just click here on a trade. It's already hundreds. Now it will go to xrpscan.com. As you can see, 12 seconds ago, as it appeared in the system, the hashtag is there. 38 XRP successful trade. And let me just show another one. So it's already done over 1,000 while I was speaking. Also, what a lot of people that were with us from the beginning can see is that in the beginning, the bot had a lot of failed attempts, and that is gone. Definitely, the bot is performing better.
So guys, for those of you who don't understand what you're seeing on your screen right now, right? Let me explain. The XRP scan is the blockchain. Okay, so what he's showing you, see this transaction ID. You can copy this transaction ID and you can go verify this transaction. Okay, now I'm gonna continue the video, but I want you to understand in Web 2 what that means. The Web 2, that means you go into the bank, you tell, hello, Mr. Bank Manager, can I go into your server and can I see where this transaction is in your server before it goes, before this money reaches your beneficiary? You cannot do that because it's Web 2, remember? With Web 3, it's open source to everybody. That's why nobody can shut it down. So what he's showing you here is that you can go verify the transactions. That's how transparent this company is. Now, if you don't understand that, then you really don't understand the power of what you really have. And this is why the world is moving towards XRP, because when funds come in, everybody around the world can see it and nobody can stop it. Not the US, not UK, not the IMF, NATO, nobody. So that is why all the other countries like your India, Japan, Vietnam, Russia are all pivoting to XRP. Am I making sense? You guys, this is the time you need to have goosebumps because you're seeing this happening in real time. Very, very powerful stuff you're seeing right now.
For example, here almost 200 XRP. Also 8 seconds ago, here's the hashtag for if people want to check. Again, verified externally. Here you see more coming. Again, here one more 16 XRP. 13 seconds ago, and I think the timestamp is really shows that this just happened, and it's just from our system. So let me catch another couple. If you see like a 0, just means that it couldn't see that the profit basically disappeared, so it couldn't execute a profitable trade. So let me just catch another. It already tried almost 3,000 trades. Here we have 2,000 XRP. So yeah, it's 9 seconds ago. The hash is there, and that's, I think, you know, this is really this is what the company is about. That a lot of people just show graphs which are not verified. Here another 600 XRP 5 seconds ago. It saw a difference. It immediately executed. Of course, we are also dependent on the liquidity in the market. Also, the more liquidity gets into the system, the more XRP packages are being bought, the more higher the liquidity in the arbitrage engine, and also the more revenue the arbitrage engine will create. So you see now, I think Julia also can say in the beginning, I had shown a lot of failed attempts, and the bot is just getting better and better. So that's a real machine learning. Here another one 3 seconds ago. So you know, this is not about show. This is showing real data, real arbitrage. That's also why I show it personally, because this is my baby and it's getting better and better. And
You heard it, guys. This is his baby. You get to see it on Sunday. Guys, thank you so much for making time for being on this call. Reach out to the person who invited you to this call. Tell them I'm in. If you got access to your 22 Rand fee and any XRP above 10 XRP, we will welcome you. We're going to add you to the group where you'll be updated on all the information, and let's grow this. Zaf, thank you so much again for always being a part of it. And remember, guys, we do training on Thursday. So if you guys are wanting training, how do I catch up with all of this? On Thursday, we do back office training, Q&A, so you guys can come in and learn. This is your new baby to make $1 billion US. Thank you so much. God bless. And we catch you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. If you didn't catch everything today, hop on, same link, tomorrow, 7 p.m. and bring the whole family along, especially those negative ones. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Zaf.